Welcome to Ravens Over. Please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have a 30-minute cover, email me at ravenover@yahoo.com. Also, there's an Instagram button on the top. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Okay, let's go to the video. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting it funny. What's going on, people?
Okay, this is the update on Stephon Clark Hundreds attend his funeral after police killing. Now, I'm just giving you an update on it. This is the black guy that was in the backyard knocking on his grandparents' door and stuff on window because he wanted to get in. The cops came in the back and killed him and stuff. And basically, they turned the mic down when it came time for talking what happened after the killing. So I'm giving the update in reference to where it's at now as far as Friday. Stephon Clark Hundreds attended a funeral after police killing. Grieving protesters called for justice after the funeral of a 22-year-old black father of two was shot dead by police. Now, civil rights advocate vowed to keep the pressure up on the U.S. government to deal with police misconduct as they attended the funeral of Stephon Clark, 22 years old, father of two, and the most recent victim of a sting of fatal shootings of black men by police. We're going to make U.S. President Donald Trump and the whole world deal with this issue of police misconduct, the Reverend Al Sharpton, veteran civil rights leader, told a congressional told the congregation of 100 at a funeral in Sacramento, California on Thursday. Clark was shot dead on March the 18th outside of his grandmother's backyard in Sacramento by the police responding to a report that someone was breaking windows. Police said that the officers who shot Clark 20 times feared he was holding a firearm, but it was revealed that later the young man was holding a mobile phone. Iman Shakir called the killing part of a systematic problem. At some point, you ask yourself, if a system keeps making these fatal mistakes, at what point is the system disqualified? At what point is the system evil? So we're not here to pacify where he is to amplify Clark's voice. And Shakir told that the attendance of Clark funeral, Now it said that more than 100 protesters gathered at Central Sacramento after the funeral for the last rally in more than a week of demonstration, where sometimes block the traffic, according to the LA Times. I had 3 young sons, and I want to make sure that their change in their life. As the pride of 31-year-old protesters was quoted as a saying, if we keep being quiet, nothing is going to change. Now, the shooting was not surprising, but rather common and expected. Lena Williams, a mother of 3, who went to Clark's funeral and demonstrated against the police brutality outside the church with her children, at the LA Times reported. Now, the killing of Clark was reunited that the call to and that activists say that is institutionalized racism among the U.S. force. According to the Washington Post Fatal Force database, more than 980 people were killed by police in 2017. The Guardian identified more than 1,090 police killings the previous year. Nearly a quarter of those killed in 2016 were African Americans, although the group account roughly of 12% of the total U.S. population. According to the watchdog group, the Sentencing Project, the African American men are 6 times more likely to be arrested than white men. People of color make it up 67% of the 2.2 million people in the U.S. prisons and jails. The disparities, particularly the killing of African Americans by police, has prompted the rise of Black Lives Matter movement and the popular civil rights movement aimed to ending police violence and dismantling structured racism. And on Tuesday, protesters in U.S. state of Louisiana ruled out criminal charges for the two white police officers in 2016 and African-American Austin Sterling. In the wake of Clark's death, protesters have been held from Sacramento to protests have been held from Sacramento to New York City, calling the reform across the world. Many online has also expressed outrage and stuff. And I just wanted to share this with you. They tweeted and stuff that about the murders and stuff. One person tweeted that murders remind us that we live in a country where we can be legally killed at any moment for any reason, and there is no system in place to help us as far as the protest. Another person tweeted, I still can't wait. Excuse me, I still can't and will never understand how people will always try to justify shooting an unarmed POC. Oh, he was smashing windows. Oh, he was this. Oh, he was that. No, the simple truth is that if people were white, they would most likely still be alive. Hashtag Stephon Clark. Someone else wrote, Malika said that the fact that we are having another funeral for the death of another unarmed black man due to police brutality irritates me. You know, so you could always Google his pictures and stuff, cause like, you know, so you can see what he looks like. And also on Google, they have the funerals and stuff. If you want to see the pictures of the funeral and the protest, you know, Stephon Clark funeral and stuff. So I wanted to give you the update in reference to this young guy that's been murdered. And of course, people are sitting to see if they're gonna get him off or if they're gonna see what happens to them. So the world is watching this stuff. And I think a lot of people want to see if they're going to be fired for their actions or they're just going to be a court case and they just get let go that there was no, there was not guilty of any charge and stuff. Is they going to let them go? And it's going to really let out a message and stuff, whether you could just keep killing black people and get away with it, you know. So there are definitely a lot of people watching this case very closely. I'm watching on the radio station and stuff. It's really getting worldwide spread. I have a really funny feeling about this guy's being murdered and stuff. And I don't know. My personal opinion, I feel like if they don't like let these guys go and like just, I guess they call firing, but let them go. I have a really bad feeling about this one only because if they have the court case and then they say, well, they're not guilty, it's going to really turn this world upside down. My personal opinion, I just feel like something's really not going to come good from this if they let these guys go. This story is really taking on a lot more life, and I have a feeling it's going to take more. And to me, I feel like if they just say, you know, we have to let these cops go because everybody can't be a cop and stuff, and people are starting to get really tired, and I think it's like a stick if you keep bending it back and forth, bending it. We're gonna really have a lot of riots that's gonna take place across to this. So my personal opinion, I feel like it's in the system to do right. My personal opinion, they just need to let the guys go. As far as the cops, they need to just let them go. And I don't know if they're gonna give them jail time. I really, in my personal opinion, I don't believe they will. But I feel as though if they don't give them jail time, they better make an announcement that crew cops were fired from their jobs. Because if you say they're not getting jail time, we're letting them go back to work, I have a really bad feeling about that verdict. I have a really bad feeling about this because you keep killing black people and you keep sending out the message it's okay to kill. You're showing pictures of teaching the cops that they're practicing on the target practice, and then the target practice that they're shooting on is black faces and black people I'm not sure if it's all races, but for the ones that hit online, it's black guys that they're practicing targets on. And it's kind of like a systematic type of thing. If um, I'm not saying that it's just all black people, but from what I've seen, they've shown online, if you're training cops to shoot when they see black people and black faces, when they actually get called on a call and they see a black face, you're already conditioned them to what to do when they see a black person, just to shoot them. So basically, the cops are acting out what they've been trained to do. So when the black person shows up, they've been taught that that's the target to shoot. So if we don't fix that, because my personal opinion, you could use clowns, you could use other things, you could use a target without a face, you could use a lot of things, but from what I saw, and you could Google it, black faces being used as targets, and you'll see it for yourself. The cops are being trained, and I'm not saying all cops, because not all cops are bad. We got good and bad and everything and stuff. We have some people that are stigma, and some people that can't be cops, but to me, if certain ones are trained a certain type of way and they act out what they've been trained on, we're going to get a lot more of this going on. Everybody can't be a cop. Everybody can't be the president. Everybody just can't. And until we fix this problem, we're going to keep seeing the same old thing. He's an unarmed black man that had a cell phone in his hand. And then people are going to start comparing. Well, we watch how white people can go into a school and kill a bunch of kids and still be alive. We watch Dylan Roof go into a church and kill a bunch of church people and still alive. We watch black people that don't have guns. You hold them down and you keep them on the ground. You tell them to get on the ground. We watch them get shot. We watch a little boy, Rice, inside a playground, and we watch a little kid, he gets shot. We watch someone selling CDs, they got shot. We watch so many black men are being murdered and they don't even have guns. We're watching white people with guns and they're still walking on the earth. We have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. So anyway, I love your feedback on this and stuff. How do you feel about this? I feel as though if they don't do, they better do something on this case, because this case is catching a lot of this case is catching wings, and it's starting to spread. They need to basically, my personal opinion, is let these cops go, because everybody can't be a cop, and it messes up for the good cops out there, because there's some really good cops out here. And it's all that thing called guilty by association and stuff. And the good cops get dragged into it. It's like, oh, God, here we go again. Now I'm the bad guy. Now I got to watch my back. And I don't even have nothing to even do with this. I would have seen the situation differently. But due to the fact that they did it, I had to go down with the shit, too. And then at that point, their life is in danger. They're not even a part of the problem. And they're actually part of the solution. But due to the fact that they're cops, they get caught in the whole stigma of it all. Anyway, I love your feedback on this. Like I said before, this is just an update on Stephon Clark and stuff, and rest in peace, Stephon Clark, and my prayers go out to the family and stuff, and I love your feedback on this and stuff, and please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching, Catch the Ray.